What stands out to me in Tyler's story is how deeply he trusts the wisdom of place and how that trust becomes a lifeline in the midst of anxiety and depression. The loon becomes a spiritual companion and unexpected teacher guiding him back into breath, back into connection, back into purpose. It reminds me that climate storytelling often begins with our own longing for restoration. Tyler shows us that the way back to ourselves can also be the way back into community and the way back into meaningful climate engagement.
And his story highlights a craft choice I find powerful. He doesn't rush to solutions. This is super important. He lets us feel the discomfort, the searching, the slow transformation. That's something storytellers sometimes forget, the value of spaciousness. Not everything needs to be neatly tied up. Climate emotions aren't neat, but when he names that moment of taking the first true breath in over a year, that detail shines like a lantern. It becomes an anchor point that anyone feeling overwhelmed can relate to. Climate storytelling works best when it brings us into those deeply human moments.
And then David's story. There's such a sense of wonder woven into his narrative. There's awe, migration, lineage, memory, the surprise of a snake, the majesty of monarch butterflies. His storytelling reminds us that climate work is as much about enchantment as it is about responsibility. And then David invites us to consider our own migrations, emotional, spiritual, generational. And in a time of planetary upheaval, that kind of reflection can open new pathways for how we show up in the world.
Mm. And David also models something essential for climate storytellers, connecting the ecological with the spiritual without forcing it. And that's something that we really
Yeah.
strive to do at the BTS Center. David lets meaning emerge through scenes, the butterflies falling, the breath warming them back to life, the image of 4 generations into the future. That's a story practice anyone can emulate. Whether you're composing a sermon, posting on social media, writing an op-ed, you don't have to explain everything. Create space, offer an image, let the listener walk through it.
These two stories show how climate storytelling can hold sorrow and wildness, fear and resilience, humor and holiness all at once. And this is what our communities need right now. Not perfection, not certainty, but honest stories that can help us find our way back to each other.